Why are you saying that?
Let me just check the rule.
No.
Hello.
Send.
Okay, right. I wanted to mute the person. Well, let's make sure that as we join the meeting, let's mute our mic so that if you have a question, I say you can type on the message. I always read the message. Right. So I'm explaining what were your answers, what they should look like. Here it was supposed to be copy and paste, and you can see that we paste special. Just the way we do to say, you see here is the formula. If I want to say copy, I can copy and I can do this paste special. You can see that if I get to this cell, it's not a formula. So that's the difference between the data which we copied in this range. This was supposed to be just copy and paste special. Paste special for values because we just need values. But here we were supposed to put formulas. Let me just go to Visual Basic Application. I'm just going to be fast in explaining this. This is the loop. You can see here that we have we declare this as a worksheet. And you can see that the worksheet is assigned to breads. And here also, I have declared this sheet consolidated as this sheet. For example, if I come here, you can see this is the consolidated sheet. This is the bread sheet. This is the cakes. So the reason why I'm creating variables for this is for easy access and use rather than repeating to say breads, cakes. So we declare variables as worksheet because these are worksheets. So the data type for this is worksheet. Then we go to the next. You can see, I'm not going to explain much. We use a loop. This is a loop called a loop. It means repetition, repeating the same procedure. So you can see that this for loop, for example, this for loop, my range, remember my range, I declare it as a range. For loop, for each range in sheet input, already sheet input is assigned breads. To say that inside breads, the range from B2 up to B, you see, I say up to B. Then we have to count the sheet input cells, right? Cells up to the end of a row where data occupies. That's what it means in this code. So that's why we are counting. And we are counting up to B. So if I have to go to this spreadsheet, this formula is just explaining that inside breads, inside column B, you see here, this is B. From B2, this is your B2, up until the end here. That's where we are spending. So we are copying by column. Why we are copying by column? Because we can't copy at the same time. Because these sheets, we need customer. We don't need address. We need customer, city, I think with province and country. So you can see there is some jumps there. So the good way to do that is just to copy by this column, by this column. So this is the reason why you see me creating this loop to copy only for B column, for D column, for E column, for G column. And whatever I'm copying, I'm putting it in the consolidated sheet. So that we can able to assign. You can see now that what I'm copying from this column, it's assigned to column A. Then I also count the rows. Then I also offset to say that it should be in offset, and I need the value of each range. So it means that when it is at B2, it's assigned at A2. Then it increases because it's for each. Then it goes to B3, then something like that until it copies everything. So it's copying by column by column. So all these, these four loops, you see them, they are the ones which have copied this data. One in consolidated 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the other one, it's this sheet input range. Now in this, we just copy and paste special. We started at E2, and then we say paste special. Paste special, it means that it copy as it starts from there based on the distributions of rows, because the cells based on this sheet on bread, you can see that from here, we copy everything from product code, description, rate, quantity, and delivery. So they are appearing next to each other. So we copy them at once as they appear. That's the reason why you see here the code. That's the reason why you see here the code I have from J2 to N. Right. Then after that, we paste special. Then this one for loop, we use it to assign values for formula. You can see here formula. I was explaining that from column J, we use formulas. So you can see from here, we use for loop, and I use active sheet. The active sheet I'm using is this one, because I've say sheet consolidated select. Last row is equals to this. The reason why I wanted last row is because we need to count where we are going to end copying, which means it should be the last row, which we are looking here based on the previous length of row. Then we have active sheet range, then we populate data, that is formulas. That's why you see it's a formula. Then it's a G, then and an I. An I, it's here, it's a variable actually, this an I. If you want, you can actually put another name for this variable if you want. It's actually a variable, but when you change this name, it means that you change here, you also change here. But when you are changing an I, do not change with the way I told you of using Microsoft Word, because it will pick up all the I's, even these I's in consolidated. So it's gonna mess up your work. So rather change it manually. You change it here, you change it here, change it here, and you change it here, and you change it here. So basically, that's copying a formula in column J, also in column K, in column L. Then, if you check this code, I just copy and paste this code from here. To do for what? To do for cakes. You can easily see that is the same code. I just copy and paste. Then in terms of, say, set sheet input breads, I then put cakes. Then again, our consolidated is selected. Then everything is the same. You see? So we can reuse the code. As I was saying, we have another sheet we should have. We will say it's called RSA something. That's the thing I wanted, but I haven't received it. So I'm just going to make use of a sample. So if you want to do that, it means that I'll just copy this code from here. But I think you have to look this from your recording, because I just need all this so that we populate for the other sheet. Let me just check. Can somebody give me the name of that sheet? I will just rename one of the sheets so that I will show you how you are going to do it. So if remember, I'm copying from here. Even here, I say the next sheet code. So I'm copying from here, and I copy. Instead of saying the next sheet code, I will say the SA, somebody responded, SA delights, right? the essay delights. Essay delights. Like this. Yeah. It. Manipulation. Right? So after that, you see, there's no code here. I'm just going to populate it. Right now, for the purpose of class, I'm going to do this because I don't have that sheet. So I'm just going to take cakes. I say copy. Don't do this because you have it. It's me only doing this. So don't worry about this procedure I'm performing. I just say essay delights. So it means now I have essay delights here. So I want to use this essay delights. You can see this is essay delights. So the first thing I need to do is to go to consolidated. Then I need to click load, right? I don't want to load everything. I just need to load this sheet which is missing. So I click it, then I say open. Oh, in this instance, it says kex2. I think it reads it as kex2. All right, it's fine because I just do the copy and paste the simple one. So it just recognize that is the same thing that is right. So let me just say essay delights. I hope it's not going to give me some issues. Right. So I now have essay delights here, but remember this is the sheet kex. I just use it for essay delights so that at least we can able to do our formulas there. So what I'm going to do is to see this populate, I need to delete all this data here so that it does not come in multiple. Because if you keep on clicking populate, it keep on filling this endlessly with multiple data. So here I've just deleted that data. Then I go to to my Visual Basic Code. So in this instance, I enter, then I Control O. I still need to select from here up until this point. I copy, then I paste. Right. In this instance, I have to change the name to SAD Lights. I hope it's the correct spelling. SAD Lights. Then everything is more the same, but there's some formula I need to check. All right, it's the last row cell. Okay, yeah, it's fine. It's all taken care of. Remember, the last row cell is always pointing at the last row so that we can able to populate things efficiently. So I can click save. Right. Then I go to my button, to my spreadsheet. Here it is. I say populate. It populates. Now you can see that it's getting to 114, which means that I have entered the kex twice. You see where you change things. I hope everyone, you see where you change things. It's very simple and straightforward. There's nothing to change more. Only what I did. You get this spreadsheet in a very neat way. I just prepared the code in such a way that it is easy for you to understand. I think for now I'm done. You can ask me the question before I go. If you have questions, you can post in the group. or you can unmute your mic and ask. Right, in terms,
are you also assisting with activity 4.2?
4.2 was done a long time ago, I guess, because this is 4.3. But if there is issues, I think the code is available. I'll ask Mr. K. Mr. K, you will let me know about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Okay, in closing, I say that there were some spaces we created for comments. Please write your comments here. Don't just leave it blank. I think I have been explaining. You can just write a comment here to say that code to populate. The common word is populate, isn't it? Code to populate, or to copy and paste, because you can see here there's copy and paste, to populate data from what's this sheet? Maybe in this instance we are using from bread worksheet to consolidated, right? Because it helps also you to understand what this course stands for. So that's all, I think, in this instance. So I didn't.
Sorry, sir.
Uh-huh.
Once we're done with the spreadsheet, do we run them or we just save and
Wow.
submit?
Oh, okay, fine. Once you are done with the spreadsheet, I think you can run them, or you can, if you see that your code is working, you can do what I did like this. You see that all the code is working, isn't it? After you have seen, you are satisfied that everything is working, you can just come like this and only delete this, because the most important, this load, remember, this code, I say that they give you, it doesn't have many marks. They just want to know if you can able to implement this. But because they say you need to copy that code and use it, so they prepared for you. But this one, it's you who prepared it as you. So this is the most important code. So if you want, you can populate it, or you can leave it like that. Then if they receive your spreadsheet, the moment they click it, will populate the data.
So we don't have to run it.
Yeah, you can. That's why you can run it, or you can choose not to run it. It's still okay, whichever way you want it. But I think the best way is not to run it, so that it's easier for them to test your code. Like if it is like this, let's say you submit like this, the moment they click, they see, it's running, good work. But for them again to start deleting data, this and that, and try to check whether it's, you see, something like that. So it's easy way to remain it like that. Okay, thank you. Okay, fine. So I'm going to end the lecture. Have a lovely evening and weekend.
Thank you. Likewise.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.